Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, the 72nd and final show of 2023 for Game Changer Wrestling, GCW Aftermath. The aftermath of the NGI 8. What an insane show this was, top to bottom. We had the main event actually halfway through it, New Year's. So we celebrated that, then we went back to Deathmatch Wrestling. Gotta love it. Alright, so we're going to review this. Again, this is the show last night. They ran up again until after midnight. And then we'll do a best of Game Changer 2023. And then we'll cap off what a great year that was. And then we'll move on to 2024 and beyond. Game Changer Wrestling is actually one of my favorite promotions. Obviously, I've reviewed 72 of their shows this year. But yeah, it's definitely, it's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of the deathmatch wrestling. It's a little bit of just the lucha libre, the strong style. It's kind of a melting pot of all styles of wrestling. They come here, they can kind of pick their style, do it, and then they don't have to do the deathmatch. They don't have to do the other stuff if they don't want to. It's kind of whatever their genre of wrestling is what they're allowed to do, which is really cool. Obviously, it's an independent company that has been growing. Fort Lauderdale has been growing this company world around. We talk about some of the big arenas in the world. They've been to Hammerstein. They've been to the ECW arena in Philadelphia. They've been to Korakuen Hall in Tokyo, one of the top arenas that New Japan Pro Wrestling goes to. So yeah, and you also do your little mom and pop bars too, you know. So, but all right, GCW afterwards in Atlantic City at the Showboat. What a way to start it off. We had the GCW tag titles on the line. We had champions Violento Forever, Dominic Garrini and Kevin Koo going up against the young team of Wasted Youth, Austin Luke and Dyln McKay. Power and striking versus high flying. Somebody's got to win when you have those two styles. Striking and power wins all the time. Because every time Wasted Youth would do a dive or something on the line, you had some type of strike from Kevin Koo, some type of power move from Dominic Garrini, and you had Violento Forever retaining their GCW tag titles going into the new year. Violento Forever, you're still your tag team champions. I give it 3 1/4. Next up, we had Lio Rush returning to GCW versus Radrick, the Ratty Daddy. These two took it to one another. This was that prototypical high-flying dives kind of match with Ratty Daddy and Lio Rush. Lio Rush getting the best of Ratty Daddy at the end of it, 3.5 star. Great match. Can't wait to see Lio Rush come back in the future. Yeah, the next match got a little extreme. Of course, it was the GCW Extreme title on the line. Champion Joey Janela, the bad boy, versus Emersyn, Jayne. Both of these wrestlers are proficient in the deathmatch style. Now, this had a lot of tubes in it. This had a lot of just raw kind of trying to beat the crap out of one another, make each other bleed kind of spots. Joey Janela did retain his Extreme Championship. I give it 3.5, but it was a great showing by Emersyn Jayne. She had a great showing in the JCW show earlier today as well. Next up, we had kind of two wrestlers who come from completely different worlds of wrestling. You have Speedball Mike Bailey, who's the striking, the mat-based wrestling, occasionally will throw in a top rope move, against one of the greatest deathmatch wrestlers in the world, Violento Jack, part of NGI 8 the night before last. This reminded me a lot of when Zack Sabre Jr. wrestled Nick Gage. It's that match you're going, I want to see that. And it didn't disappoint. Oh God, Speedball doing his striking, Violento Jack, and just no deathmatch stuff involved in this, but just wrestled Mike Bailey. Almost 19 minutes, these two went at it. The striking, the power moves. And at the end of the day, Mike Bailey was able to get the victory on Violento Jack, which was amazing. I give it 3.5 star. There was a really interesting, cool spot because at NGI 8, Violento Jack had a 12-pack of Corona out the ring. And he was using those weapons, obviously. After this match, the respect, because sometimes you'll see wrestlers kind of respect one another and then still do heel tactics. It's kind of funny. So he pulls out a Corona, rips the top off, hands it to Bayley. Didn't hit him, just handed it to him. Bayley starts drinking it. Violento gets another one out, goes to open it, couldn't open it. They tried the ring buckle. They tried everything to open the damn bottle. Somebody luckily had a bottle opener that came over to open it for him. So they're standing in the middle of the ring, kind of facing each other. Violento takes a big old drink, just looks at Bayley and just spits in his face. And flips him off and walks off. I'm like, the respect of handing the man a beer, then you flip him off. I was like, that was actually pretty cool. But yeah, Speedball, definitely so talented. I would not be shocked if in 2024 he ends up in WWE. I know 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever it was now, he was supposed to go with WWE. He actually had signed with WWE, but due to some travel issues and some visa issues out of Canada, he wasn't able to wrestle in the United States, and so they terminated the contract. So I'm hoping he gets a chance to shine. Wrestlers like that who are that good need more people to be able to see them. Would it be a problem with AEW? No, I think he'd be a great addition, but he'll be a great addition, someone on the kind of WWE kind of stage, and people that could know who he was and be like, oh my god, this guy is this good. But we are thankful as independent wrestling fans that we get to see Mike Bailey, day in, day out. Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling, GCW, all the indies, Progress, etc. So next up we had Charli Evans and Risa Sera, a women's death match. Now there are people out there to be like, oh yeah, it's a women's death match. Okay. Oh no, these two wrestlers are two of the best deathmatch wrestlers in the world. They went out there in 12 and a half minutes. They took it to one another. We're talking bundles of tubes. We're talking gusset plates. We're talking everything. These two women threw at each other. I give it 3 3/4. This was one of the top third best match of the night, of the 8 on the card, and definitely one of the best women's matches of 2023 for me. Charli Evans defeating Risa Sera, 3 3/4 star, just tremendously awesome. Last night night before last at NGA I8, we had a gentleman who wasn't able to make it, Daiju Wakamatsu. He flight issues and stuff, so he wasn't able to be in the NG8. So Mercer took his place. So here he took on John Wayne Murdoch in a death match. When you see, because like I said, in the NGI8 they had these look like bookends, and they used them for different weapons and glass and tables and everything between them. And John Wayne Murdoch did it looked like a Canadian destroyer, or some type of destroyer he calls it, through this stuff. It's like, from the top rope, it's like, oh damn, and I mean, just the constant, just the two of these guys just going at it. It wasn't just all the weapons, it was wrestling with weapons. And when I talk about these death matches, there is kind of, are they using the weapons just to use them, or is it part of like a move? Are they just standing at each other and just bashing each other with tubes? Yeah, these guys went through a box of tubes doing that. But they also used top rope stuff. They used slams on the glass to also change up the way they were doing it. I ended up giving this match 4-star. John Wayne Murdoch came to victory. Next up, we had the GCW World Heavyweight title line. We had champion Blake Christian with his new assassin, Shane Mercer, going up against the winner of the NGI 8, Miedo Extremo, in his corner with his tag partner Ciclope. They are Los Mestitos. This match went flat for me, honestly. I don't understand. There was no chemistry there. Something was just weird on this match. It's like Los Mestizos has to be hardcore in order to really have a good match, I guess. I don't know. I was kind of missing something here. I mean, it was like 17 and a half minutes long. And normally on these matches, I'm like, all right. I'm like, this match over yet? I give it 3 1/4. Blake Christian getting a victory. Wasn't his best match, but one of those things where it's like, now what? So, but we'll see what happens from here. And the winner of the Do or Die Rumble will get the #1 contendership. So we're going to kind of see who did that. Now, if you remember back at Oh, goodness gracious. Highest in the room, I think it was, where Mance Warner turned on Effy. Effy said then that he's got one thing in mind, and that is to win the Do or Die Rumble, become number one contender, and to steal a line from somebody else so Effy can finish his story and be GCW World Heavyweight Champion, because he's never done that. So I think that would be cool if he could do that. But we had a Do or Die Rumble in place. Now we had the big guys of Josh Bishop out there just literally just clearing the ring of everyone. Now, Sleepyhead at the JCW show, it was Battle Bowl, so basically they had a tumbler with everybody's name in it, and they just drew a name. They drew a second name, that's your tag partner. They drew two more, that's who you went against, and everybody was in the Battle Royal. And then the Battle Royal winner got a ring. Well, Sleepyhead was sleeping in the back. Sleepyhead was sleeping in the ring. So here, he comes out in this match. He's literally laying on the ring side. He gets in the ring, lays on the side of the ring in the corner with his pillow, with his blanket, and just goes to sleep. Shane Mercer, after eliminating a bunch of people, he eliminated Jordan Cruz, Mr. Danger, Jordan Oliver, Cole Radrick. I'm a big Cole Radrick fan, big Jordan Oliver fan. He gets to Sleepyhead. He walks over and looks down at Sleepyhead, picks up Sleepyhead, looks at him, and just chucks him over the top rope. So you had, early in the match, you had Josh Bishop kind of eliminating everyone. And then you had Shane Mercer kind of eliminating everyone. Then you had a cool spot kind of in the middle. You had one called Manders and Sera. Apparently they're dating. They had actually, in GI 8, they actually, kissed in the ring, and then they beat the tar out of one another, which is kind of funny. But, so, they're in the ring, and they act like they're kind of talking, trying to make out, because they were kind of mad at each other last night. And night before last. And so, they just, stare off, and then Joey Janela just sticks his head in, and then they kiss Joey on the cheek, and they both back up like, what just happened? And then they clothesline the hell out of each other. And Joey was kind of the instigator of it, because he would go to do something, and he would duck or move out of the way, and they'd hit each other. Joshua Bishop ended up eliminating one called Manders, and then he also eliminated Sawyer a few minutes later. It came down to Effy, Shane Mercer, Joey Janela, and Gringo Loco. Effy eliminated Gringo Loco. Shane Mercer eliminated Joey Janela. Effy eliminated Shane Mercer. But wait, there's more. A member of the Do or Die Rumble had not come out yet. And that man would be the one who attacked Effy, the one and only Mance Warner. So Mance comes out and has a stare off with Effy. They go at it. Mance eliminates Effy. Mance is the winner of the Do or Die Rumble. The two of them fight off to the back. Give a little background. Effy and Mance were part of Second Gear Crew, or what was it called? Second Gear Bussy. They were kind of on multi-man tags. They would be tagging together. They would join each other, or if Bussy needed somebody's back, or Second Gear Crew needed somebody's back, Effy would be out there with them. So yeah, that's going to go down, and that's going to be the next big feud there, Effy and Mance Warner. So I really like that a lot, to see where that goes. I ended up giving it 3 1/4. It's pretty fun battle royal. And then we had our main event, which lasted 17 minutes, which lasted like 7 minutes into the new year. We had Jun Kasai against Nick Gage in a death match. Jun Kasai is one of the top deathmatch wrestlers in Freedoms in Japan, and we know how great Nick Gage is. The two of these have only had 2 matches ever, and it's been a long time because Nick Gage, because of his past, couldn't get into Japan, and Jun Kasai wouldn't come to America to wrestle Nick Gage. They finally made it happen. Oh my God. One of the best death matches I've ever seen. One of the craziest death matches I've ever seen. When you have a contraption, get in the bookends, use the bookends again. We got tubes, we got a piece of glass, and we got a door. So it's 3 tier. It's on the outside of the ring. And you do like some type of freaking twisty looking move, I don't know what the hell you want to call this, and put your opponent through this. Yeah, that's sick. And then they literally had what looked like a rake with all the tubes on it. They were just bashing one another with it. There was, the only way to describe it is like a laundry basket, but the outside of the basket was all tubes, and they got put through it. You had them the last like 2 or 3 minutes. I know they went through 2 or 3 boxes of light tubes, because it's like you buy all these stuff for these death matches and you don't go through them. It's kind of, and even Jordan Castle said this, and Dave Razak said this. It's kind of like fireworks. You got fireworks left over. You have that great big end kind of, hurrah, and that's what they did. They just shot off all the freaking glass. There was literally that much glass in the ring. And they were doing moves on this glass. And it's like back and forth, the fights, the weapons, everything. It's just like, holy crap, how could somebody put somebody else through that? When you're fighting with light tubes, and you're fighting with glass, and yeah, it was wild. It was one of the wildest death matches I've seen, and Jun Gasai getting the victory, which is amazing. 4-star match. Nick Gage said afterwards, he will eventually get to Japan. He will challenge him in Japan and beat him there, just like he beat him here. So hopefully GCW and Brett Lauderdale can make that happen. But yeah, that is GCW Aftermath. Wow, what a year. Stay tuned to Robert Sports Show for the best of GCW 2023, which will be the kickoff to the showcase of the independents. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day, have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content.